So today I'm going to be looking at the Aivolt 1600 super quiet and light and portable inverter generator. I'm literally up here on the side of a mountain working on a spring today for a client, and I figured I'd give this thing a real world test. I'm unboxing it now up on the hillside, and we're going to see what it comes with and then also see what it can do. So here are a few of the advertised specs that are on the box, and I'll do some testing to see how these hold up real world. 60cc OHV engine. According to the specs, it's supposed to run for 7 hours at a 25% load. Now, that's one of the big benefits of inverter generators is that they can idle down and last longer on lower load, whereas a standard non-inverter generator at 25% is going to run out of fuel much more quickly than these, because these can idle down so much. I'll post a direct picture of this that you can pause so you can see all of the specifications that this generator has. Its net weight is 26.5 pounds. The fuel capacity is 0.66 gallons, which it'd be nice if that were a little more, but obviously it would weigh more if it were larger and had more capacity. And for emissions, this is, as far as certifications, this is an EPA and PGMA certified device. So there's a full list of instructions that come with it. Looking through it, it looks like it's pretty good English. Looks like the instructions are all quite good and should be easy to follow. It's telling you what kind of oil to use based on the ambient temperature, which is really nice. This is what I'm going to use. You probably can't see it on camera, but 5W fully synthetic. So here it is. You can see it's very small, very compact. 1600 is, so it's rated at 1600 watts. That's its startup capacity, so it can start something up at 1600 watts. Its actual running capacity is 12,060 watts. So on the backside, we've got the choke, the pull cord, and then your on-off switch for the fuel. There's also an on-off basically to allow air in or not in. That's going to help keep your gas better over the long term. So if you turn that off, that will keep oxygen from getting into your gas. You've got a nice spring operated vent here. I'm a fan of this. It even appears to have some removable, replaceable, and repairable parts, which that's pretty cool. On the back side here, this is just an access to get to the spark plug. So if you need to clean, replace, repair, anything to do with the spark plug, you've got easy access through this cap here. On the back is the exhaust. So on the front here, one of the first port I'm going to talk about is this 5-volt, 3.6 amp USB plug. So there's a USB-A and USB-C. These have become pretty standard, and there's just about limitless things that you can get that will charge off of USB. We've got the output light that just says it's outputting power. We've got the overload light, which is going to come on to let us know that it's having to pull more, or more power is being pulled than the unit is designed to handle. And then there's a low oil light, which is really good so that you know if there's an issue with the oil, though you should be checking on that enough so that there isn't an issue. Additionally, there are parallel ports here, so a parallel connector. So you can get connectors that will connect two of these together, so you can double your output. And there's a reset breaker, which I believe is just a breaker for the 110 volt or 120 volt outlets here. There's also a ground connection here. And then you've got your two switches. One is the engine on-off switch, so that turns the system on and off. And then there's the eco mode on off. What that's going to do, it's going to ramp the engine down, use less gasoline, give you a longer run time, and only ramp up when something turns on that needs that extra power. So eco mode is where you want to run it. But generally speaking, to start the unit, you're going to want to put it in standard mode. So eco mode off. That way it can start up and run at full speed until it's warmed up, and then you switch it over to eco mode. So the other things that come in the package are this stop sign. That's basically warning you to don't do anything until you put oil in the unit. Then we've got a larger manual here. More items that come with it are screwdriver to open things up so I can open this side panel so I can get in and add oil, which is what this spout is for. And then we've got a specialized socket to get in to take the spark plug out. And then that actually works with this screwdriver to make kind of a makeshift wrench. All right, I'm gonna put the oil in. So we have our oil here. So this funnel actually screws in, which is nice so you won't get drips, and it's got a little grommet on the end. So these units are supposed to take 0.37 quarts of oil or 0.35 liters of oil, fully synthetic 5W30, which is what is recommended for this unit. So now that the engine oil is added, I'm going to use some non-ethanol gasoline. Now to start it, I'm going to need to flip the gas cap to on. That's going to allow air into the unit. I need to put the fuel switch to on. The engine switch needs to be switched to on. I also need to turn the choke on. All right, that was extremely easy. It was one pull. So I didn't pull hard. I didn't do any priming. I didn't do anything. One pull and this thing started up. You can probably hear it running just a little bit on the microphone. The microphone is as close to the exhaust as it is to my mouth, or just about. So I am now running an electric pressure washer off of this generator.